One of the things that was really interesting about the challenge that IBM presented to us was they've been working on a lot of technology initiatives around how can cities work in a smarter way. They wanted to explore how biomimicry could help inform some of their solutions at more of inhabitant levels. In talking with the sponsor at IBM, we learned that one of the most interesting opportunities was really around water in this space. It's one of the most misunderstood areas of conservation within making a healthier and smarter city. We really took water as the focus for our challenge and looked at how could we use nature's principles to inspire solutions that would allow a city as a whole to become smarter and more efficient and more resilient and adaptive around its water consumption. And one of the things that we came to quite early on in the charrette was that it seems quite obvious, but when you really look at it, a city in many ways functions just like a natural ecosystem. And it's an obvious connection, but what provided to be most inspiring for our design team was when we started to look just below the surface of that obvious connection. What makes a natural ecosystem work, and why aren't cities working? We took sort of two approaches to using biomimicry in this challenge. The first was looking at it in more of a micro approach, and that approach really was trying to functionalize or biologize the problems that we were seeing with cities, and looking specifically to individual organisms or individual elements to look for technical solutions. I think we found that to be really inspiring, and it gave the team tangible examples to talk about and to reference. But a lot of the big ahas came more when we were thinking about things at a more macro level. When we started to really talk about life's broader principles and driving pillars and frameworks with Mark, our biologist at the design table, that was when we really started to open our minds up to some new thinking about cities as an ecosystem. The real aha came when we were thinking about boundaries and what kind of boundaries surround an ecosystem, and how do they work, and how do they influence that ecosystem to be healthy and sustainable. And we kind of came to this conclusion that one of the things that cities really struggle with is their lack of having boundaries. So nobody knows that they're running out of water in a city because they're so far removed from those natural resources. We're thinking a lot about the way people are living currently. It's they wait till the heart attack before they change their behavior, whereas in natural ecosystems, there's those organisms and systems are much more in tune, using many different types of senses to communicate with one another and to react to changing conditions. And that's sort of this idea that natural ecosystems are able to sense boundaries and change behaviors, and cities aren't. I mean, that was really the foundation for our concept.